Have you ever finished a live stream only to realize your audio was way too hot or way too not, or you were half the way in the frame, half the way out of the frame? Critiquing our own live streams is a difficult thing to go back and do, but it can make the next one so much better. So today, I'm going to be critiquing some of my live streams, different scenarios, panel discussion, house of worship, sports streaming, to see where the fails are and how we might make them better. In this first live stream, I'm taking a panel discussion from a local restaurant. The first things that I see are the placement of the people. I'm in a position across the table and around the corner from the other two. I probably should have been on the same side of the table as the other gentleman in the shot. The way the lighting is, all the shadows are across my face, and he's very well lit. When it's my turn to talk, I don't turn and face the camera like I should. I continue to talk to them, and that's probably a no-no as well. I should have given some attention to the camera, even if I did turn back and talk to them. The napkin canister that's sitting on the table should have been moved out of the shot, or at least away from the center of the table. There are several things here that visually don't work. You'll notice that I do zoom in. Now, this is something that I do, in fact, like about this particular panel discussion, zooming into the ones that are speaking so that our audience is drawn in with them. Moving on to a house of worship. This is going to be a worship service in my own church. We have a 3-camera setup, and you're going to see all 3 of the camera shots in this short clip. We're going to be at the end of the singing portion of the service here. And then as they finish, the camera shot will change back to the full front view, but that doesn't put the next speaker in view. And so right about here, you would have heard me start talking, yet the fellows who are putting away their instruments are still in view until we get several seconds later and we switch over to that 3rd shot where I have taken my position in front of the first couple of pews. The next transition was exactly on target. It was perfect as I turned to walk the other way. The camera angle shifts to catch me going out of this frame and into the next frame, and that's a really good part of that live stream. As we shift gears into a baseball live stream, I'm going to take a few seconds of this and we'll catch this young man at bat. As he gets a hit and starts out of the batter's box, I leave him. I go ahead and change camera views way too soon. I should have left the camera shot be on the pitcher-catcher exchange until he's about halfway up the baseline and then catch him going up toward first, and I've just moved the shot way too soon. You'll also notice as we get toward the fielding of the ball, there's a couple of glitches. That ghosting you see is going to be an issue with our cellular coverage, our data speed. And so that's unavoidable, but it is something to look at. Things I like about this camera view are going to be that it is a level horizon. The sun is behind us. We have a really clear shot for a Mevo start, showing us the couple of different views on this baseball field. The next sports stream is going to be a Friday Night Lights one. Now, we have zoomed this shot in so that it is aimed at the field and out of the stadium lights. The stadium lights are above and to the right. You can see the glow on that side of the corner. And so that's a good thing about this. One of the difficult things about shooting action as it moves is that you're not sure exactly where it's going to go. To zoom out there, so we have at the snap zoomed in this far. We zoom out as the play begins to move to the right because we hadn't pre-framed that part of the field. And then as it moves away from us, zooming back in, never really came into play. That was a score, it was a touchdown, but we're still zoomed out pretty far. At the end of this clip, as the zoom in begins to happen, the operator is zooming in and up some, and you begin to see the washout from the stadium lights that can sometimes happen at a nighttime game. And then the final clip that I have is actually a Thursday night game. Middle school boys here are playing football. And because of the way this particular field is situated, we are facing the sun. Would have been a much wiser idea to set up on the far side of the field so the sun is at our backs as it was in the previous clip. It is hard to fight a setting sun when you're live streaming. And so as the glares come across, they're just running out for a kickoff here, but you can see how hard it is to catch a really good view when you've got the sun in your eyes like that. As you well know, putting together a live stream is much more difficult than most folks can imagine. All the things that have to be considered, from camera placement to camera angles to making sure the scene is cropped to the certain level, it's framed out well, the audio has to come in play. If it's a windy day, all the windsocks have to be in position. There's a lot going on for live streaming, and to produce one that is a positive experience for those who are watching, really kind of the magic bullet. Those of you who are doing so, those of you who are streaming so that grandparents and community members can watch the things that are happening where you are, thank you for the live stream that you're doing. Thank you for the value you bring to your community. Keep on, don't give up.